Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of Find the Right Path Accounting webinar. This panel is presented by Brown Plus Accountants and Advisors. Again, my name is Helen Badman, and I'm the Employment Specialist here at Brown Plus. And I want to start by saying thank you to everyone who participated and submitted questions. And then also a thank you to our panelists who volunteered their time to answer your questions and tell us a little bit more about their experiences here at Brown Plus. So I'd like to start with some introduction of our team members. We're going to go ahead and start with Jess. So Jess, could you please tell us your name, position, and what team you're a part of?
Thank you. My name is Jess Elder. I'm in the Outsourced Accounting Services Department as an associate here at Brown Plus.
Great, thank you. And Margaret?
Hi, my name is Margaret Gerasi. I'm a CPA and an accounting senior associate on the for-profit team.
Perfect. Connor?
Hi, my name is Connor Shoup. I'm a senior associate on the for-profit team. I work with Margaret and Amanda.
Perfect. And next, we're actually going to go to Mac.
Hi, my name is Mark Barandao, and I'm a senior accountant, and I work out of the Westminster office.
Wonderful. And last but not least, Amanda.
My name is Amanda Moats. I'm a supervisor on the for-profit team, and I'm also a CPA.
All right, thanks everybody. So now let's get into some of our questions for the whole team. So why did you want to work in accounting and what path did you take to enter the field of accounting? We'll just go ahead and go in the same order that we did introduction. So Jess, if you want to kind of enlighten us a little bit about why you went into accounting and how you got there.
Well, I like to say that it was ingrained in my DNA because both my sister and mother are accountants. So it's always been in the back of my mind. I always had a passion for math and I loved puzzles in my free time. And then once I started in bookkeeping, I realized I really love it. So I decided to stick with it. But my path to get there was a little unconventional. As I said, accounting was not my first choice, so I started at the University of South Florida as a pre-med major. And after 3 years, I decided that the medical field wasn't for me, so I moved home to Pennsylvania and went to Millersville University, where I was an accounting major. After about a semester or two, I decided to take a break from college because of my busy work schedule and my long commute. But then shortly after that, my sister told me there was an opening at Brown Plus for a bookkeeper position. So I applied and got the job, and they agreed to do on-the-job training and go through AIPB to do certified bookkeeping training. So I didn't do any internships, just on the job training. And after 2 years of experience, I became a certified bookkeeper.
Awesome. Margaret?
So I also did not think accounting was my first choice. It took me a little bit to get there. I started at Hack my senior year of high school, just taking some college classes. I was studying civil engineering, thinking that's what I wanted to do. And I was working at a grocery store in the time, dealing with like the operations of the company, as many high schoolers and college students do. They work at a grocery store, they deal with the money, and that really interested me. And then I went to Penn State after Hack, and I wasn't sure about engineering. So I knew I was good at math and I liked the operations of the business. And I know accounting is the language of business. So I decided to switch to accounting. I graduated with Penn State with my 150. And then as I was going through my senior year at Penn State, I was interning at Brown Plus. So when I graduated on Saturday, I went to work on Monday, started as a staff, and then have been here ever since.
Awesome. Connor?
So my interest in accounting actually started in high school. I originally wanted to be a real estate agent, like a broker, but then I realized that accountants, first off, they make a lot more money than real estate agents in some parts. So that was something that was that drawed me towards it. And then whenever I took accounting classes, I realized I was just good at it, and it seemed like it was just a free flowing language. So from there, I actually took an internship in high school at an accounting firm and worked there, helping them with bookkeeping. And then I took an internship in college whenever I went to Shippensburg University for business. And I worked at a construction company and did internal auditing. And then I decided to I got a job offer from Brown Plus, and it was for profit auditing, and it was public. So that was a little bit different than the private sector that I was used to. And I just decided to go for it.
Awesome. Mac, your experience?
Well, for me, I didn't know I was going to do accounting. I never took accounting class when I was in high school. And so, in fact, when I was in high school, I did a lot of science courses because I had two things in mind. I wanted to be either an engineer or an architect. So during my last year in high school, I had one cousin who is an IT guy who happened to know a lot of CPA. So I remember we were talking about, he was asking me what I want to do and stuff like that. And then I remember him bragging about CPA, like, how cool the profession is and stuff like that. And I did my research. It was something that, I kind of like what I was seeing, like, when I was doing my research and stuff like that. So when I went to college, I applied to be, to join the accounting major. And, at Towson, they have, like every person doing like a business class, like they have to, is a requirement for them to do an internship. So I did one internship like during my last semester at Towson University. And I really love it. Like I love what I was doing, even though I was, the internship that I did was in a very small business. And so I was able to see every aspect of the business, and I really like it, and I just keep doing it.
Perfect. And Amanda.
My journey started when I was in high school, and I went to Votech for cosmetology when I was in high school. And my senior year of high school, we started doing hair cutting, and I realized that cosmetology was not for me because cutting hair, I was not good at it. It stressed me out. And I just had a whole reflection on that was not what I wanted to do. So I dropped out of Votech and went back to high school full time, which opened up my schedule to be able to take other classes and pick classes that I wanted to take. And one of them was an accounting class. And I was one of the few people in the class that wasn't complaining about the class the whole time and actually did get a good grade. And it was that moment that I realized that this must be my thing. So at that point, I hadn't planned on going to college, but after that class, it changed my mind. And I decided that that's what I wanted to do was accounting. So I went to college for accounting. But my first class that I took was a professor that was very like monotone and a little boring. And this was a really long time ago. And at that time, I asked everyone, like, is this accounting? Is accounting, boring? And you just sit. I thought that it was just something you just sit in front of a computer and crunch numbers all day. And maybe things have changed a bit, but at the time, I also didn't know that public accounting was an option and that it's different. There's other opportunities for accounting, that it's not just sitting in front of a computer crunching numbers all day. So I got my associates in business just to have the degree until I figured out what I wanted to do, and took time. I spent years bartending, and I got a family and everything, and then eventually went back to college at Penn State. I started at Hack, then I went back to Penn State and I got my finance degree because, again, I thought there was more opportunities to talk to people in finance. But towards the very last semester of getting my finance degree, I discovered public accounting. And that's when I decided to be a public accountant. So I went and got another bachelor's in accounting. So I have finance and accounting, which got me my 150 credits that I need to be a CPA. So it took me a long time to basically come back to what I had always wanted to do in high school.
All right, well, perfect. A lot of different routes to get where you are today, and we're excited that you're with us at Brown Plus. The next one, I guess I'll throw this back over to Amanda since you were talking a little bit about public accounting as well and some others. So can you explain what public accounting means?
So in public accounting, I feel like you have a lot more opportunities to talk to people because you have clients that you work with. You work a lot closer with your coworkers and everything. So we have clients. So we sometimes visit the client, sometimes we work remotely, but we're always working with other people. And also one of the things I love about public accounting is that our day is always everything, it changes all the time. You have different clients that you're working on. So you're never doing the same thing every single day.
Okay, thanks. So in public accounting, how do your roles change as you move up the career ladder? Amanda, I think you wanted to take that one too, right?
Yeah, I'm a supervisor now, but when I started as an intern. And as you kind of work your way through, you get given more responsibilities, especially one of the biggest responsibilities as you move up is the establishing a relationship with the clients and talking to the clients more. And you also gain more control over, for me, I'm in audit. So from control over the audit from start to finish in total. And again, having a close relationship with the clients.
Awesome. So our next question is, what benefits do you see from becoming an accountant? Connor, you want to take that one?
Yeah, so working as an accountant, you get to see a lot of different industries, especially in public accounting like I work in. And as you work in different industries, you get to take like little pieces of those industries with you and really like expand your knowledge of business. So just being an accountant, you start to understand different sections of businesses, like how they operate, even businesses that you don't necessarily think that you would normally work in. So one of the benefits is like really getting that broad knowledge. And even then, after like if you decided, okay, well, I worked in accounting for 10 years, like, and you wanted to go to another industry, you can do that because you already have the knowledge of those industries. So for people that are like, would be like a mechanic, they work on cars and they know about cars and they also would know a little bit about business. You know a lot more than what people normally would if they choose a straight career path. You have almost like all these other careers that you kind of dip into as an accountant. So it expands your knowledge whenever you get older. You learn a lot from what you do. And also there's a lot of respect in being an accountant. Some of the largest decision makers in business look to you for advice because you're the one that know the numbers and you're the ones that can see the trends and the financials and what's really going on.
Perfect. Mac, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you see some benefits from being an accountant?
Yeah, sure. So I think there's a lot of benefit, and one of the benefit that I see is like job stability. And I know there's a lot of research out there that show that the demand for accountant keep increasing like every single year, and which kind of makes sense for me because when you look at it, every single business needs some sort of accounting services. Whether it is payroll, bookkeeping, internal control, audit and stuff like that. Those business need some sort of accounting services, and I think being in that field and then existing doing that work also make you feel like you are actually contributing to the success of those companies as well.
All right, thanks so much. So our next question that was submitted is, what is a typical day for a new associate at the firm? So I'm going to throw this one over to Margaret.
Yeah, I'd like to start with saying no day is the same here. Every day starts differently. And I know that's a common misconception that it's routine, crunching numbers each day in an adding machine. That is definitely not the case. The way we work is we have a schedule with jobs, which are our clients' company. It would be like for a week period or a couple week period, and you're assigned sections on those jobs, and you would complete the field work in those sections, and you would complete the work papers. And in those work papers, you spend a lot of time in where you gather support, you ask questions to the client, and then to complete the work papers. And throughout the day, you'll have meetings sprinkled in. That could be trainings, that could be internal meetings, planning for your next job. There are other things that go on during the day rather than just sitting at your computer. And then during busy season, we go out to the client site a lot. So I thought that was interesting when I first went to a client site. It was very exciting to see other companies operate and go to other office buildings. That fascinated me. And it honestly seems like recently that my days consist of when I do work on clients, I get the support from the clients, I look at fluctuations, I look what's going on, and then I develop questions, meet with the client, and then document that information. And I will say we like math for sure, but it's not all math. There's some writing, there's communication, there's other aspects in what we do each and every day.
Perfect. And then our next question was about forensic accounting, and I'll go ahead and answer this one. So what makes forensic accounting for the FBI different than traditional accounting and managing books for business? So forensic accounting for the FBI is basically your investigative focused, and you do detecting of financial crimes using different tools and data mining to uncover fraud, while traditional accounting aims to record and report finances accurately for business purposes using standard accounting practices and software. So that's that in a nutshell. But forensic accountants often testify in court as expert witnesses, and they have certifications like a CFE. Traditional accountants, they don't usually engage in legal proceedings and focus on financial analysis and compliance, and they have certifications like a CPA. So if you're looking into going into forensic accounting, it's definitely something that interests you. I would recommend, talking to your advisors and your different teachers, and that way also looking at different college and university options to make sure that they have what you're looking for. Our next question is, do you feel that AI technology will impact the accounting industry? And there was a lot of interest on this one, so I'll go ahead and let Connor answer.
So the question is, will it impact the accounting industry? I would say that it actually already has impacted the accounting industry. Right now, there's kind of like a race for technology between accounting firms trying to get AI working within the accounting field so that we can gain like a technological advantage. But right now, AI is really just used more as like a tool, and it really requires an accountant to use it. It can't really make the complex decisions that we have to make day to day, and it can't really do any of the critical thinking right now. But in the future, we could see that as a larger role. It could take some of the simpler thinking out of things so that we could focus on like more advanced areas. And but right now we use it for like communication, and we'll also use it for coding. I mean, I didn't go to college and get a coding degree, so I don't really know how to do like macros in Excel, or sometimes I don't even write the best formulas that can help out and automate stuff. So AI really helps with that. But I think it still has a long way to go, and eventually it will start making decisions, but I think there's still going to need to be an accountant there checking it and doing most of the critical thinking.
All right, thanks, Connor. Margaret, do you feel AI technology will impact the accounting industry?
Yeah, and I agree with Connor. It has and is impacting the accounting industry, and definitely in a positive way. I would like to acknowledge the fact and the common misconception that AI is not taking over accounting jobs by any means. it's providing efficiencies to the profession. And like Connor said, is a tool, just similar as a calculator is a tool to someone doing math problems. It's helping you and aiding you in completing your work. And as auditors, we use AI for analytic-based tasks or simply reading large sets of data to pick up patterns or sampling rather than us going through it manually. I also think it's important to note that AI, you can't just have it do your job, and fundamentals of coding is garbage in is garbage out. So if you put in something that's information isn't good, it's going to give you bad information out. So you need to know how to apply it appropriately to get the information you want. For instance, when we do testing, we have to understand the test to be able to tell it what to do and set the parameters so AI can read the information and interpret it appropriately. And then we can take that data and apply it appropriately. There's been times that I've used AI to look things up and I just like, okay, that's not right. But I have to have that baseline knowledge to be able to decipher that.
All right, well, thanks so much. So our next question is, in what ways can individuals prepare to get their CPA license or bookkeeping certification? I'm going to toss this one to Jess since we haven't heard a lot from you yet.
So there are a few different ways to prepare for the bookkeeping certification. The method that Brown Plus uses is utilizing study materials provided by the American Institute of Professional Bookkeepers. They provide 6 different textbooks that range from mastering, adjusting entries to internal controls. And then after each lesson in the book, there are 2 worksheets that you can work through with real life examples. And then at the end of each book, there's a practice final exam. And taking these and doing all the worksheets and all the practice exams helps a lot. I will say that the written exams are very similar to the final exams at the end of the books. So that, along with some of the accounting classes I took, coupled together, made it very easy to take the 4 separate bookkeeping exams.
Perfect. And as far as the CPA license, Margaret, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so I finished my CPA exams in December of 2023. So I finished my last exam on the cutoff of when the exam was changing, but I can still speak about how it changed. So you still have 4 exams, but now you're given 30 months to complete all 4 rather than before it was 18. And the exams, they have 4 sections and you can complete them in any order. And at our firm, we offer study materials through a service called Becker, which has a 94% passing rate if you complete all of the practice problems and examples they give you and watch all the lectures. Becker also is constantly evolving to fit the exam. They're getting new practice questions. They're adding mini lessons to help people pass these exams. Also, with the CPA exam, to have the license, which you get after you take the exams, you also need to have 150 college credits. And I believe 24 of those need to be in accounting, and there's specific accounting classes you need to take, such as auditing, tax, and intermediate financial accounting, and I think another one, but they are 300, 400 level accounting. And then on top of that, you also need 24 business, and it can be any business. It can be economics, supply chain. I did money and banking as one of mine. So, and then on top of that, all the classes you took during college. You don't necessarily need a master's, you need the 150. So I do not have a master's. I coincidentally, because I switched majors, got to the 150 by kind of accident, to be honest. But so that's the education. And then we offer study materials if you work at our firm, but there's also other companies out there such as Ninja. Ninja is a company that's smaller materials than Becker, but they're more high level for people who want to just look at an outline and listen to lectures. So there's several ways you can study for them. And then at our firm, we pay for one exam and one what's it called? I'm sorry, fee associated. So, and then the exams, there are tax, which is called reg. There's FAR, which is financial statements. And then there's auditing. And then there's a new one, which is IT related, or you could take an advanced auditing or advanced tax. So, and those structures, the accounting board reevaluates every 5 years to see if what they're testing is still in line with what the industry needs. So it is definitely, I think, important and good advice for you to just keep track of that and see how things are changing and what they're looking at changing.
All right, perfect. I appreciate that. So there's a lot of accounting firms out there. So the question here was, what do you value about working at Brown Plus? So Amanda, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I am a single mom, so the life balance and the flexibility of our job is crucial for my ability to be able to do this job. It allows me to balance the needs of my kids and my workload. I can attend events for my kids, sporting events, anything else that may, correspond with my workday, or take care of them when they're sick. I value that I have coworkers and bosses who truly care about me and my family and want what's best for me. And they also help you grow within your career. We have some really amazing mentors in this firm that I don't know if I would be where I am if it wasn't for the guidance that they've given me and how much they care.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time to join us for our Find the Right Path accounting webinar, and we hope that you gained a lot of valuable insight into the career in public accounting. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for, our winner of the $25 Amazon gift card goes to Haley Yu from Abington High School. Congratulations, Haley. We will get in touch with your teacher to ensure you get your prize. So that concludes our 2024 Find the Right Path webinar panel discussion. Thank you again to our students and panelists for participating in some great conversations around accounting as a career, and we hope to see you next year. Thanks so much.